All right, let's crack a secret code that's hiding in plain sight. You see it every single day, at the grocery store, on a measuring cup, you name it. We're talking about decimals. And by the end of this, you're going to be a master decoder. You've definitely seen this a million times, right? Maybe on a vending machine or for a bouncy ball from one of those little machines. It's less than $1, sure, but what's the most important part of this number? It's that tiny little dot. You know, that dot is the entire key to this whole system. It's what lets us talk about numbers that aren't perfectly whole. It's how we represent all the in-between parts of things. And believe me, it is way more powerful than it looks. Okay, so let's start with what we already know. We're all great at counting whole things. 1 cookie, 2 dogs, $3. But come on, the world isn't always that neat and tidy, right? Our number system needs a way to handle all those in-betweens. I mean, really think about it. How do you write down that you have 1 full donut, but also another half? Or 2 whole apples and just a piece of another one? And what about that price for something that costs less than a single dollar? You can see how whole numbers alone just can't get the job done. And this is where our hero comes in, the decimal point. This little symbol is the brilliant invention that completely solves the problem of those in-between numbers. It gives us a way to write them down clearly, precisely, no confusion. And here's its job description. The decimal point is basically a separator. As you can see here, it draws a line in the sand. Everything to the left, that's your whole numbers. And everything to the right, that's a part of a whole, a fraction. So let's break one down. Take a number like 24.31. The decimal point is sitting right there in the middle. To the left, you've got 24. That's our whole number part. Easy enough. To the right, we have 31. That's our decimal part. That's the piece that's less than 1 whole. Now, let's zoom in on that right side, because this is where the magic really happens. This is where we start counting pieces that are smaller than 1 whole thing. And a system is so simple. You know how with whole numbers, every spot you move to the left gets 10 times bigger? You go from ones to tens to hundreds and so on? Well, decimals do the exact opposite. Every place you move to the right of the dot gets 10 times smaller. So that very first spot right after the decimal point, that's the tenths place. Just imagine taking a whole pizza, or this circle here, and slicing it into 10 equal pieces. If you take one of those pieces, you have 1/10, and we write that as 0.1. And from there, we can just keep on counting. If we have 3 of those slices, well, we've got 3/10, and we write that as 0.3. See, it's that straightforward. Okay, let's pause right here at 5/10, or 0.5. Just look at it. 5 out of the 10 slices are filled in. What does that look like to you? Yep, it's exactly half of the whole circle. And boom, there it is, our first big aha moment. The decimal 0.5 is just a different way of writing the fraction 1/2. They mean the exact same thing. It's not some kind of new, complicated math. It's just a new way to write something you already totally get. So, and this is the really crucial part. Decimals are just fractions in disguise. That's all they are. They're just a super convenient way to write fractions, especially the ones we use all the time when we're dealing with money. Just look at this table. You've been using decimals your whole life without even thinking about it. A dime is just 1/10 of a dollar, or 0.1. A quarter is 1/4 of a dollar, which we write as 0.25. 2 quarters, that's half a dollar, 0.5. And 3 quarters, hey, that's our bouncy ball prize from the beginning, 0.75. See, it all connects. Let's just walk through it real quick. 1 quarter is 25 cents, or 0.25. Add another 1, and you've got 50 cents, 0.50, which we now know is half a dollar. Add a third, you're at 75 cents, 0.75. And that 4th quarter brings you to a full dollar, 1.00. You've completed the whole thing. Now, here's a common question you might be thinking. Is 0.5 the same as 0.50? And the answer is yes. They represent the exact same value, 1/2. We just tend to write that extra 0 when we're talking about money to make it super clear we mean 50 cents. It's the same thing with 0.1 and 0.10 for a dime. The value is exactly the same. So what's the big takeaway from all of this? The reason decimals are so important, the reason we use them everywhere, is because they give our number system this incredible power and precision. I mean, without decimals, we'd be stuck with just clunky whole numbers. But with them, we can talk about all those in-between parts of the world, from money to measurements and science, with perfect clarity. They help our world make sense. So what do we decode today? Let's recap. Number 1, decimals are just a handy way to write fractions we already know, like 1/2 or 1/4. Number 2, the decimal point is just the separator between the whole things and the parts of things. And maybe most importantly, you are already using them every single day, especially with money. So I'll leave you with this thought. You've cracked the code. You see how it all works. Now that you know what you're looking for, where else are you going to find these powerful little dots hiding out there in your world, right in plain sight?